everyone. So excited to be with you again on 5 and 5. Really honored today to have Jeremy Wyatt with us. He is currently the student ministries pastor at Crown Point Church in Lee's Summit, Missouri, and he has been there almost a decade. He has been serving in youth ministry for 18 years, and we're just excited to have him with us today. He's going to be talking about longevity in ministry and student ministry pastors, student leaders. If you're out there and wondering how to stick it out for a long time, Jeremy is a great example today. You're going to want to lean in. You're going to want to listen to what he has to say. And don't forget, down below, we're going to have in the description his 5 points as well. We're also going to have his social medias so that you can reach out to Jeremy, ask him questions. He's going to be a great resource for you as you continue forward in ministry. Jeremy's also a part of the Youth Alive team in Missouri, as well as one of my great friends. We appreciate him taking the time out of his busy schedule, especially during this season, to pour into leaders just like you. 5 in 5 on longevity. Jeremy, the floor is yours.
Well, first of all, I just want to let you know that I don't have it all figured out. So these are my answers, and this is, I guess, who I am. So the first thing is this. It's how longevity in ministry. The first thing is the cool factor. And I think one reason that youth pastors burn out or they quit ministry is because they may be called to youth ministry, or they may be placed there by the leadership in their church because they're young or because they're cool. But the thing about life is that you've got a short time frame following high school and college, and maybe you never even really had it, but where you're no longer cool, you lose your cool factor. And I think a lot of youth pastors who begin young and cool really rely on that cool factor to either draw students or to keep students. And I think a lot of youth pastors try to be a close friend or be a buddy to students. I want you to know, I'm not your buddy. I'm not your friend. I don't even like you part of the time. I look at it as kind of like a parenting situation. I'm here to lead you, to challenge you, to help you know Jesus. And so don't get me wrong, I'll hang out and have fun all day, but the long game is to help you grow in your relationship with Jesus. So when youth pastors lose their cool factor and they don't relate as much as they think, when they begin to think it's time to step out of youth ministry, there comes a time where you can't rely on, and for a lack of better word, the shallowness of the cool factor. You've got to really begin to grow deep, and that depth will keep you in student ministry. I'm 41 years old. I am not cool. I've got 2 teenagers myself in my own student ministry. They let me know that I'm not cool. But the second thing is this. The second thing is my family. I'll never sacrifice my family on the altar of ministry. I love ministry, but I love my marriage and my 3 kids. They have a higher value in my life than my ministry. My kids have to share their dad with 100 other students, and I must make a priority for them. My wife, Kristen, she's called to ministry as well, but she has always said that her number one ministry, first and foremost, is our home. I've seen too many pastors' kids lose their way because their parents were married to the ministry. I'm not saying that my kids will never make a mistake, but I'm going to fight hard for my kids. The third thing is this. You got to grow leaders. Listen, I don't begin to have this all figured out. Like, I've made a lot of mistakes, but my job as a pastor is to equip the saint. And I was terrible at this. And honestly, I still battle with this often, but I can't do everything. And if I do try to do everything, it's going to be bad. So you've got to build and empower leaders to grow and to lead. My reach alone in ministry can only go so far. But when I empower my leaders and when I strengthen my leaders, our reach goes that much further. The fourth thing is this. You must improve yourself. See, I grew up in a very small church. My parents were my youth pastors for a big part of it. And I don't know how to grow or lead or anything starting out, but I learned how to improve myself. I read often. I study a lot. I research a lot. My prayer life must be solid. I have never arrived, and I'm always down for learning new things. And so when you're around someone in your area of ministry and you want to ask questions to help yourself grow, do it. Don't be shy. You've got to go for it. You've got to consistently and constantly have an attitude of improvement. Never settle. Always keep pushing yourself. Always keep improving yourself. And the fifth and last thing is this: find ministry mentors, like people that you allow to speak into your life. I've always learned that you have to have 3 mentors in your life. One, someone who you'll probably never meet and you only learn from a distance. The second one is someone who you may get to talk to from time to time and get to ask some questions. And the third one is someone who you can talk to daily on a regular basis if you have to, someone who will challenge you. So when I first began in ministry, I had no idea what I was doing. Honestly, I still don't part of the time, but I wanted to grow. And I found people who were at a level above me, a place to where I wanted to be, and I would connect and ask questions. And I was intrigued, and I placed myself around people who would challenge me to be better. And I've heard this quote, I've heard this saying, and I think it was like by Herbert Cooper, but if you're a youth ministry and you're a smaller youth ministry, but you want to be a youth ministry of 100, act like you're a youth ministry of 100. Be like that. And, in reality, the grand scheme of things, God can send the blessing, but you have to put in the work. So that's my 5.
Love it, man. Hey, thanks, Jeremy, for taking the time out to be with us today at 5 in 5 on longevity. Appreciate it so much. See you next time.